Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Georgi Matney, sitting here at David's Guitar Loft in Webster Groves, Missouri, right outside St. Louis. And today, dude, what we got in the shop is this beautiful Man StingRay RS in this Shoreline Gold. You can call it a custom shop, a one-off, owned previously by none other than Mr. Fluff, Ryan Bruce. You might know him from YouTube, Riffs, Beards, and Gear. This was his guitar, and actually he featured this on his channel, and there's a whole story on how we ended up with it here in St. Louis, so let's get into it. So this guitar is really cool. It's really just sick. It's got maybe one of the craziest flamed roasted maple necks I've ever seen on a guitar. Try to go to this camera here so we can see real quick. I mean, dude, look at that. Are you kidding me? Maybe one of the craziest flamed maple necks I have ever personally seen. This is nuts. Beautiful. I mean, stunning. Okay, let me try to get this story right. So this guitar was a custom shop one-off for a band or someone in a band. They were on tour, and for one reason or another, they just weren't able to pick it up from the factory. I don't know if they just, I don't know how, but this was for someone, and they never got to it. So it was just laying around at Music Man, and then they just kind of offered to give it to Fluff. And Fluff, this is definitely like up his alley. And then he got it, and he really liked it. He did a whole video on it. We'll probably have a link for that video as well. And so he had it for a few years. Like, I think that video came out like 4 or 5 years ago. Could be wrong. But then he has a mutual friend in St. Louis who is a good friend of ours, also a customer of ours. And so that customer friend ended up getting this guitar, and then that guitar ended up here with us. So really cool. This guitar features a roasted flame maple neck, rosewood fingerboard, I believe stainless steel frets, not too big, one pickup. This is a Seymour Duncan, I believe it's either a JB or a custom. Really cool sounding pickup, we'll get to that in a second. One volume knob, and they obviously, they don't need a pickup selector because you only have one pickup in here. Locking tuners, and you know, the obvious Music Man hardware appointments. All their stuff is just rock solid. I'm a big fan of the Music Man bridges, everything. They're just great stuff. Very happy that we have it in the shop. We were debating on whether or not we would restore this to a more traditional 2 pickups, a 3-way switch, all that kind of stuff. I kind of like the idea of just keeping it as is. I like the idea of kind of keeping the story going with this. I wanted to do a video on this. I did reach out to Fluff to see if he would maybe share a little bit more knowledge about this thing, maybe give a cool story, but he has not responded. So yeah, if somehow Fluff ends up finding this video, let us know. I don't know, that'd be kind of cool. All right, let's hear how this sounds. We're going into a Black Star HT20 Mark III amp with the overdrive channel with the SM57 microphone. One pickup. Let's hear it. Oh, man, dude, that's, are you kidding me, brother? Are you kidding me? Wow, yeah. This pickup sounds awesome. Through like an overdrive, heavy rock rhythm, metal tone, everything is pretty clear, which I like. When you play like a big chord with all 6 strings. I really like how this guitar is limited to what it can do because it only has one pickup and a volume knob. So like I wouldn't really do like jazz on this guitar. Not saying that's impossible to do, but to me it's like if this was my guitar and it was like my tool in my arsenal, right? This would be like this is my rhythm guitar chug riff machine thing, right? That's what this is. It's gonna do that really, really well. Really cool guitar. I love the backstory behind this guitar. I love that it, you know, this guitar relative to other instruments, it's had a pretty short life so far. I think that it's not even 10 years old, but I don't know. I just think the story behind it is really cool, and I think it adds to a little bit of that sauciness, some of that vibe, and yeah, very, very honored and just happy that we have it here in the shop. So if you're in the Webster Grove, St. Louis area, come on by our shop, check it out, ask us about it. If you're not in the area, you can just find this guitar on our website, davidsguitarloft.com. I'll put a link to this guitar in the description, and it could be yours. It could be yours, and yeah. And that's gonna do it for the video. So if you like the video, do the thing, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It helps me out a ton, it helps the shop out a ton, okay? And if you like this guitar, hit us up, shoot us an email. You can contact us through our website, davidsguitarloft.com, and this guitar can be yours. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.